I thought it'd be a good time to do a walk around of our Ford Edge. Her name is Bagheera, so let's go. Hi guys, what a gorgeous day it is today. Whew. I hope you guys are staying warm. I know my friends back in New York are probably freezing. We are in Southern California in the mountains. I thought it would be a good opportunity to do a walk around video of our rig. Right, one of my favorite pieces, well actually I don't have favorite pieces, but I love the front of the car, and most of the work in the front of the car was done by New York City Custom Shop. My buddy Brett and all the guys over there do great custom work on vehicles from off-roads to on-roads. This is what they call a wrecker bar, and this is custom installed into the frame of Bagheera. So there are brackets here that go through, and those brackets are installed straight to the frame of the car. So this is heavy duty. Then over here in the front, the bar came with this light bar, but I also had them install these KC cubes, and they are amber, and they are really, really nice. Looks pretty cool too. Also at the NYC Custom Shop, they have Proform vinyl. They did the black out, Proform vinyl blacked out the front grille as well. The grille used to be chrome. They blacked it out with a vinyl wrap, which is really nice. And if you look here, the Ford emblem used to be in here. They took the Ford emblem out, and they put a grill here. That way we get a little more air into the cabin to help cool the car off as well. The license plate used to be behind here. We moved it onto here. I put one of these black frame covers to make it look a little nicer. So up on top, really, really cool stuff. I started with a Yakima roof rack. So the Yakima crossbars are over here. Can't really see it on the video, but as we do a walk around, you'll be able to see it. And I have two bike racks on left and right side, and that holds the bikes up on top. So if you guys have been following me, you guys seen the car with all the bikes on top. On top, sitting of the Yakima rack, is a Kuwait mini cargo rack, and it extends all the way to the end of the car. They come with they have the option of getting an extension, so I got the extension as well. So that way it gets a little longer. On top of that is a Plano rifle case. So why I wanted to use the rifle case is because it has a flat top, and I wanted to install that solar panel up on top. I mounted the solar panel right on top of this case. I mounted the case right onto the cargo rack, so it's all stable. We got a little bit extra storage space because of this case. Up front here, a rough country curved light bar. It has a center line that has for driving lights, and it has two rows of floods, this just lights up the night. New York Custom Shop found this for me and installed it as well with custom brackets that mount right onto the Yakima rack, and it is amazing. I love it. I have this Dokio portable solar panel, and it's 160 watts. It is foldable. I can move this around to put it in front of the car or back of the car. So pretty simple. I just have bungees holding it right now, and it just folds down You see over here, I have a little connection. And I just disconnect it. Pretty cool, right? When we're driving around, I just put this in because I don't need all that solar panel when we're driving around because we are charging from the front battery, remember? This is my solar setup. Over here, I have a Rich Solar. It's 100 watt. I actually had to search high and low for a black frame. I wanted a black frame to match everything because everything is blacked out. When I'm in a parking lot or just kind of like in and around town, the solar panel is taking in solar so that it could continually charge the battery in the back and also to run the refrigerator that's in the car. I can plug this to additional solar power. I could daisy chain the one I had, and I could daisy chain more solar panels in the future. If I need more solar, I'll hook it up to this one wire. So this wire just tucks away when I am driving, just tucks away anywhere. You can see the way it's hooked up. I have one of these connectors are going from the solar, and the other connector is going from this auxiliary, and they're all going into one, and that one is going straight into the back into that battery charger. And the last thing I have here on the rack is the Yakima Awning. I don't have it out now, but it opens up probably about 8 feet out. It's pretty cool, pretty simple to use. So we're gonna get up on the roof. The way I get up on the roof is this little cool contraption. It just flips open like that. There's a little hook, and it hooks right into, and that becomes a foot to go up. So let's go up. And up here, you can see, you can sneak in here. I have all kind of like some camping gear, the stuff that I don't need all the time, kind of like backpacking if we decide to do some backpacking. And it goes like that, and that's it. And then over here I have a shovel and an axe, and I have one of these mounts to hold both of them, and it locks so nobody can take it. This locks as well, has these little clips, and then I have padlocks to just padlock it shut, so everything is tight and secure. That's it. So that is everything up on top. So one of the things I wanted to do as well is, because we're going to these remote places, I didn't want to have that little donut tire for a spare tire that comes with cars, you know, the ones that goes underneath. I wanted to get a full-size tire. So the options were, if you get a full-size tire, you could put it in the back, but then it would take up more room, or you could put it on top. As you can see, I already had a big plan for all the stuff I wanted to put on top. I needed for somewhere to put that full-size fifth tire. Fortunately, through my research, I was able to find this Wilco Offroad spare tire holder, which is pretty cool. It is an arm that connects directly into the trailer hitch of the car. So the tire goes right onto the hitch, and it swings right out so that you have access into the trunk. Okay. So the other important things is about going to remote places is to have recovery gear. I have the tires to be able to get to these places, but if I do get stuck, we do need some recovery gear. So I do have a high lift jack in here as well to be able to lift the car if we get stuck somewhere. I also have straps that strap onto the car that will hook onto this high lift jack, because unfortunately these cars, regular road cars, don't have a lot of hitch points for high lift jack. So I do have some straps that will strap around the tires so you can lift it from the tires, and I also have D-rings that it attaches over here as well. So when I'm not using the ball hitch to pull the trailer, I do have a D-ring hitch as a recovery point as well that I could attach in here. So I did a lot of things here to make it a little bit noise free. I added one of these, I don't know what you call this, a U-ring, with actually I have one here and one here in conjunction with the locking pins, and this actually keeps it from rattling and all that stuff. So it makes a very, very quiet ride. So let us open up the back and let's see what's inside. My office. Let me show you around, which this platform I built, and the platform goes about all the way to the front, except for the part with the refrigerator. You'll see that part later. It's just built out of wood and has the framing work. That's all that goes around. So here is the panels for the battery system in the back. This shows the battery percent charge. So you can see it's 100%. Everything charging is still at, and that is running the battery, and it's still at 100% because of all this sunlight we're getting in from the solar. This is the battery up front. Right now it's at 58%, but that really fluctuates based on, you know, when you open the doors, it goes down and then it goes back up because the car is constantly using battery charge to keep the memories of the computer going, to keep the memories of the radio going, to turn on the lights on and off. Whenever you open the door, all the parking lights go on and off. And then down here, you see we have more auxiliary ports. This is a 12-volt port. Here is more USB ports. And here are switches. I have a whole bunch of switches. So you see over there, the blue light is for the refrigerators. That one turns on the refrigerator. I got more lights here. I got 2 switches that are empty right now because for future if I need to add something. But these turn on the lights of the car. So you can see I got yellow, amber lights over there. And then I have these lights up here as well. You can see it. And at night when it's dark and I need to get something in here, they are amazing. I know with the sunlight you can't see that very well, but alright. To continue on, secondary Odyssey battery, and that Odyssey battery is connected to the front. When the car is being driven, it is charging, but it's also being charged by solar. I got another wire that's coming out of that battery, and this actually goes to the connections to the trailer battery so that we have power in the trailer for our lights. We can do charging in there as well. When we'll see the connections when we do the trailer walkthrough. And over there we have a power inverter so that I'm able to charge like stuff I need to plug in. So we charge here with for the computers and for camera batteries, and we have additional USBs on the charge controller as well to charge as well. Over here I built this little storage box with different compartments so I could put different things in. It has an under compartment as well, and then I just have little tchotchke stuff here. Try to keep it organized, but on these travels it gets hard. Over here I have an air compressor. The air compressor is a Smitty built air compressor. When I air down the tires, I could pump them back up. And actually I converted that. Usually it comes with the prongs attached to the front battery, but I converted that so I could plug it right into here, to these, I forget what kind of connectors these are called. Okay, here, got my camera equipment, put a little bungee net here to be able to put more stuff here. I got bungee cords. I have not used bungee cords more in my life than I did when I started this traveling thing, because bungee cords are everywhere. Bungee cords for the medical kit, the first aid kit. Here I have the Max Tracks, and the Max Tracks are for off-road recovery. It's kind of just to be able to put underneath the tire if you need a little more traction. That's the interior. So there's electronic stuff, the battery, the airlift, this little panel system over here, all done by the NYC Custom Shop. Yeah, so if you guys are traveling near New York City, or if you're in New York City and you need some custom work done for your car, anything from electrical to body work, whatever, like they're they are the guys to go to. Kudos to them. When I originally got this car, I was thinking that I would make it more of a performance road car, low profile tires and all that kind of stuff. Didn't make sense with the kind of life I wanted to live, the kind of outdoor adventure life. I decided to go a different route and make it an overland vehicle. Everywhere I go, people tell me it's a one of a kind, which I like. That's the creative part of me. But it took a lot of work trying to figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work. There's still things I want to get done. I want to get the rig lifted a little bit so I could put maybe bigger tires, but there are no pre-made lift kits specific for this car. So we'll see. With the help of Brett and the New York City Custom Shop, we were able to find a lot of things that are going to work as far as like the size of the wheels, being able to lift it and give it a little support with the airlift, and working on all this stuff. Thanks again, Brett, for all the work that you've done on the side, finding what works and what might work for my rig. So kudos to you guys. To match the battery in the back, I actually changed out the car battery as well to an Odyssey battery. So both batteries are Odyssey batteries, and it's good to match the same type of batteries. That way they work better in conjunction with each other. It ensures the battery life. So we got this battery, and this runs all the car stuff. We have power line that goes through here to a kill switch and to an isolator, and from there the power goes to the back battery. So what happens is, as the car is running, as we're driving, it's actually charging the back battery through this system. And when I turn the car off, the isolator cuts off the system so that the battery in the back stays disconnected from the whole system. That way, if this battery depletes for some reason, if I leave the lights on or I leave the stereo running, it will not deplete the battery in the back because it's completely disconnected. So that's what the isolator is for. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, and the great thing about the Odyssey batteries, there are really, really good batteries, and they're a little bit on the expensive side as well. But the great thing about those batteries is you can deplete the batteries till about 20%. Generally, with batteries, you want to take care of your batteries. You never want to deplete it more than 50%. Also, it also charges very quickly. So even if you deplete it, maybe an hour drive, you can charge it up pretty quickly as well. That is what is under the hood. So this is really one of my favorite parts of the car, and what actually attracts a lot of attention in the car is the wheel setup on Ford Edge. Generally, this car is not known for its off-road capabilities, but I knew I was going to be traveling across country and wanted to go to a lot of remote places. So in no way is it a rock crawler. We get to about 90% of the places we want to get to easy with no problem with this tire setup. So I have here, we have Vision wheels all around the car. They are 18-inch rims. They are 9 inches wide, and they are holding these Goodyear Wrangler Duratracs. As you can see, they are off-road tires, so very, very aggressive look. Has these teeth on the sidewalls to protect us from rocks and stuff like that, and punctures. You see the tread is pretty aggressive too. Really, really, really cool. I love the Vision wheels. They are blacked out. We got the lugs, the black lugs as well to match it. And what the custom shop worked on, they put these in for me. And they also painted the brake calipers to be red to give it a little more pop, and we'll give it a little more of a custom look. And we also changed out the brakes and the brake discs, more high performance ones, because we are pulling a trailer. So we want to make sure that we have the stopping power to stop the trailer, which is probably about 2,500 pounds behind us that we're pulling. If we're going to go to the back tire, let me show you that real quick. So, back here as well, the custom shop painted the calipers, also upgraded the brakes. Unfortunately, you can't see it, but another thing the custom shop did for me was add in some airlift bags. So up front, we have the gauge, which you will see. Controls how much air is inside the bags, and the bags are pretty much inside the spring. You could pump it up and pump it down depending on what your needs are. So when the trailer is hooked up, the car actually sags a little bit. When we pump it back up, it puts the car back into a level state. so it gives it that extra little support to be pulling the trailer behind us. Okay guys, we are in the cockpit of Bagheera. Let me give you a quick tour. Not much to show, but here is my navigation system. It's an iPad mini. It is the LTE models. Shh. Sometimes we watch movies in here too. And here is a holster for my phones. What do I have up here? These are my little fishing memorabilia from the Philippines. They are hand carved, I guess. Here is America the Beautiful holder and the pass. This allows me to get into all the national parks and national forests. There is a fee to stay here in Cleveland National Forest, but because we have this national pass, we get to stay here without having to pay for that fee. So that's pretty cool. If you are traveling cross country, that's definitely a great buy. It's only $80. If you go to Joshua Tree or Grand Canyon National Park, you're gonna pay like $30, $40 just to get in. This one is $80 and you get to all of them across the country. And up here, I have a handmade peace feather from this guy I used to work with called Bawanesh, American Indian fella. He made this for my travels to kind of help me cleanse the campsites that we're in, to keep me safe on my travels. So thank you, Bawanesh, for this. It is beautiful. I see it every day. We appreciate having it here in our travels. Here I have a paper flower bouquet from Jen from JLH Upcycling, and what she does is she upcycles papers and stuff and creates beautiful works of art. So that gets to be with us as well on a daily basis on our travels. This is kind of like our little home away from home. Let's try to make it as, quaint and comfy as possible, because we do spend a lot of time here. And over here is a little gauge for the airlift. This airs up the airlift in the back, and this releases the air, and this is a little gauge that tells me what the pressure is. So right now I have the airlift in the back at 220 psi, and this was installed by New York City Custom Shop. So pretty cool. Here I have the switches all custom installed into the dash by the custom shop, and these are all the switches for the lights up front. So these two up here are for the light bar up on the roof, and these two down here are for the bull bar up front. So the yellow ones is for the amber lights, the blue one is for the white light bar below. One is for the green is for the driving lights, the red one is for the floods. One of the biggest advantages of having all these extra lights is driving through these forest roads in the middle of the night. There's absolutely no light, even with high beams. Just the high beams, it's just not enough. Like if you want to be safe from hitting an animal or going into a ditch, for all you guys who do a lot of off-roading, you guys know the need for these lights. So they are pretty cool. So here in the back, on this side on the driver's side, this whole back platform doubles up as a platform for a bed too, if we want to sleep in the car. If we decide we don't want to take the trailer and we do want to do some stealth camping in the city. But I have a little thing here that holds up this, what do you want to call this? So one of the things with living life on the road is using every little nook and cranny for storage. I got my gym bag, I got extra spare tools and recovery gear over there, recovery jump starter battery, and I got a fire extinguisher over here, got some of my clothes, and then over here holds my tripod. Here we have blackout curtains. It keeps everything safe, and when everything's back here, you won't be able to see anything in the back from the outside of the car. Right, the last thing I want to show you, because you guys know I do a lot of cooking, so I need to have food, obviously, right? So we have the Medic refrigerator in here. It's kind of empty right now because we've been out here for 2 weeks, so we depleted a lot of the food in here, which is good. But when we're going back to town, we're going to refill it. This is the CFX 65, so I believe it's a 65 liter. It is enough to hold us probably at least over a week of cold food. So we have a little bin for dry storage, and then we keep all the cold stuff here. It's a really nice fridge. Again, it's connected to the battery in the back too. So let me see if you can see it. So the wiring, you probably can't see it, but this here is the plug as well for the inverter. So I have an extension cord to the back if I need to plug something in the back, but also we plug in our computers in here as well so that we could charge our computers if Erin needs to do some work while I am driving. She can stay plugged in. Then there's a little flap here for storage. I have a little moving blanket over here to kind of protect everything. And that's it. That is the walk around of Bagheera. Definitely, if you have any questions, that's what the comments are for. I know on Instagram a lot of people are hitting me up on how, tire sizes, all these questions about the Ford Edge, but you're more than welcome to comment down below as well and let me know if you have any questions, if you need me to go in depth about something, more in depth about something. Yeah, definitely hit me down on the link as well below. Well, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up because I feel love when you do that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because we are going to do a walk around video of Ursa. If you guys don't know who Ursa is, that is our travel trailer. She's a mess right now, but we're going to get her cleaned up so we can do a video on her as well. Because a lot of people are asking about our trailer build as well. So obviously everything's still a work in progress. There's more stuff I want to do to the car. There's a lot more stuff I want to do to the trailer, but yeah, there you go. Thanks guys for hanging out with me. I will see you soon.